Hey guys, okay, so this video is on this eye look right here. If you follow me on Instagram, then you would know, or you would have seen this look already because I did it on my friend Danielle. Her brother's getting married this weekend, so we were playing around with some eyeshadow and came up with this look for a little, just something really easy for her to be able to do and recreate on her own. I just think it's super fresh, light, easy to do, really simple, so I hope you guys like it. If you want to see how to do this look, just keep watching. I'll see you later, guys. Bye. Okay guys, so we're just going to jump right on in. I do have the majority of my makeup done already because I had classes this morning, so we're just going to go ahead and do up the eyes and then intensify the bronzer and the blush and the highlight and everything else. So I'm going to be using the Naked 2 palette like I told you already, and we're going to just go right on ahead and just jump right on in. So let's go ahead and get started. So all of the shades are going to be from the Naked 2 palette except for one, and then the transition shade that I actually already have on my lid. And those two are just going to be from my Jaclyn Hill Favorites palette. And the only reason why I'm doing this is because I don't have a pale pink like shimmer shade in here that isn't like a chunky glitter like Chopper is right here. It is pink and it is pale, but it is super chunky glittery, and we are going to be using that on top of this like little base or whatever. Now Danielle actually owns like a Mary Kay pink cream color that would work any shade that is like this, just like a really light flush of pink, basically, that's shimmery is all that you need. You honestly don't even need to do this, but I think it really intensifies Chopper and makes the glitter stay on better, so I think it looks better. So I'm going to go ahead and put that on, and I will be applying this with my finger, just because I feel like it packs on the shade better than any of the brushes that I currently own. And I'm going to put this all over the shade, or all over my lid, excuse me, including on top of the shadows that I already have on my lid, which is actually this one I have on the main lid, and then I've got my ES13, which is just the tan, warm brown shade that I always have on in my crease. So I'm just going to put that on top. So now that we've got that down, I am going to be going in with Tease, right here, Tease in the crease, and I'm just going to be using my E.L.F. Professional Blending Eye Brush. I just like stuck that up my nose. I should bring down my Morphe brushes. I haven't used like any of them. I've used two, and that was just like practicing a different look. Like I haven't used any of them, and I keep looking at them and I'm like, oh, I should use those today, and then I never do. Okay, so I just picked up a little bit of Tease on the brush and then tapped a lot of it off, and then I'm just going to be putting this in the crease. As you can see, that's pretty dark, so there's still a lot of product on my brush, so I'm just going to wipe my brush off on my towel and go back in to blend it out better. Okay, so now that we've got that down in our crease, I am actually going to take Tease and put it all on the outer half of the lid. Ooh, shedding. So we're just going to start it out in the outer corner, and I'm going to bring it in and basically stop midway on my lid, but I will blend it out a little bit more than halfway. So now that we've got that blended out on the outer half, we're going to go ahead and go in with Chopper, which is that pink shimmer color that has like super chunky glitter in it. We're going to put that on the inner half of the lid. Alright, so that's, I mean, you can't really even tell that I did it on screen. But I just applied it from inner corner to about halfway on my lid, and then from here on out is Tease. In person, I mean, you can barely even see it in person either. It's just a really light shimmer, and that's exactly what we were going for with the look for Danielle for the wedding anyways, just because we didn't want it to be too intense and she also didn't want it to be too complicated. So I really think that this is a pretty simple eye look to do as well. Okay, so we've got the shimmer on both lids, and now I'm just going to take Tease just very, very lightly on my blending brush. I'm going to tap off almost all of it. And I'm just going to, I'm blending this differently than I usually would just because of how chunky the glitter is. I don't want to brush off all of the glitter. I just want to blend it onto Tease. So I am going to take the brush about midway where the two shadows meet and just sweep it over. I am going to darken up the outer corners just the tiniest bit using Busted, and I am going to be going in with the E.L.F contour brush, which is what I use on my lower lashes. I will use it to pack on some darker colors here on the outer V, and then use my blending brush to blend it out. Okay, so now that we're done with the top, we're going to go in with the bottom, and first I'm going to go in with a little tease. I'm going to be using my E.L.F contour brush, of course. We're going to keep the darker colors out on the outer half. Okay, so as you can tell, I just barely put any tease down there, but just enough to define it a little bit. I am going to take my E.L.F smudge brush and I'm going to put just the smallest amount of Busted on it and just get that really, really tight to my lashes here on the outer half. So I'm going to take, we're going to take the smudge brush again. And I'm just going to make sure that that's really, really clean. And I am going to take the Makeup Forever Mist and Fix again and wet this down. And we're going to be dipping it into Half Baked, which is the gold color in this palette. I just realized I haven't been showing you any of the shades. And we're going to be putting this right in the inner corner. We're going to put Booty Call in the inner corner and on the brow bone. Okay, so I actually don't know what this eyeliner is because it's all rubbed off. I'm pretty sure this is like Maybelline or CoverGirl or, I mean, it's just a drugstore eyeliner. You can take any eyeliner. I've got gray. You can take brown. You can take black. It's going to be a very, very fine line, so you're not going to be able to really notice it anyways, and we're just going to use shadow to blend it out. So this is what we're going to do. Usually I tightline underneath. I still could, but what I did for Danielle is I tightlined on the top part of her lashes and then used some shadow to smudge it out. So that's what we're going to do. So we are just going to, let me get a little closer for you. We're going to put it right here at the base of our lashes and just do a thin, thin line. It doesn't have to be intense. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just a nice thin line. And we will go, let's do about 3/4 of the way all the way to the outside. So you can tell that that just helps define the eyes a little bit. Except I did it on top and not on bottom like I usually do. It's weird. And we'll do the same thing over here. Okay. I made it too intense on this side, so I tried to fix this side, made it too intense over here. So I do have a little smudger on the end of this, so I'm going to take this and smudge it out on its own just to lighten it up because it got really heavy. If you use a lighter hand, you won't have to do this part. But if you feel like your line is too intense, you can take any You could take a Q-tip even just to smudge it out a little bit. I'm going to take the smudge brush again, and I am going, what did I use? I used Busted. I'm going to use a little Busted on that. Just barely any at all. And now all we have to do is put on some mascara. And I'm going to be using the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. So that is all done. And now I'm just going to go in and intensify my bronzer and my blush, and I will be right back. So I just intensified that bronzer. Now the blush color that she had was pretty similar to, I'd say, this blush, which is like a mauve-y rose pink. So I will be applying that so you can see what that looks like. But I will be putting a little bit of the peachy coral color on top of it, just to balance it out a little bit. And as you can tell, holy crap, holy clown face! These are really, really pigmented blushes. This is the Morphe 9B blush palette. And they are super intense. So to fix it, I am going to be using this peach shade in the corner, which is like one of my go-to shades in here right now. Now, part of my problem is when I'm doing my left cheek, I always bring it in way too far. So then I have like blush to my nose pretty much. So we're going to fix that with, you guessed it, face powder. Okay. So now that I've got more of a natural looking flush to my face, instead of whatever was going on there, I am actually going to use MaryLouManizer by theBalm highlight instead of Champagne Pop, just because, you know, we've got more of a vanilla highlight to the eye. I just kind of want to keep with that same theme, so I'm going to be using a vanilla highlight as opposed to the more peachy gold tone of Champagne Pop. And I'm just going to put that on the tops of my cheekbones. Okay. And then I just like to balance out the highlight by putting some on my forehead, on the ridge of my nose, top of my chin, and my Cupid's bow. Alright, and now to finish off the look, I'm just going to apply a really, really, really faint coat of lipstick. And I am just going to blot this onto my lips, or dab it on, just barely. So as you can tell, I've got some on, and now I'm just going to take my finger and blend it out. So it just gives just a little bit of color to your lips, nothing crazy or intense. Alright, and then just for personal preference, I did put a gloss on top because blending it with my finger just made it look, I don't know, a little So I put some gloss on top, and now we're done. That's it. Alright guys, so that's it for this video. I hope you liked this eye makeup tutorial. It was so easy, so simple, and it's just such a beautiful fresh faced look. I personally think that anybody would be able to pull off any eye color, skin color, anybody. So just let me know what you thought of it. So give it a thumbs up if you liked it. Let me know what you want to see next. So I will see you guys later. I love you guys. Bye.